So earlier this week, alongside the release of the brand new Minecraft update, vibrant visuals also released as well. That's a sentence I didn't think I would be saying for at least a couple of months. Ever since the initial reveal of vibrant visuals, we've been taking a lot of beautiful looks at this stuff. But not everything is actually here yet. Some surprising things have made the cut for this update, but at the same time, some other things have seemingly been cut. In honor of a brand new first release of vibrant visuals, let's dive deep. Here is everything that's inside of the first vibrant visuals drop. Oh my god. Bam! Back over on the main menu here. If you want to check out vibrant visuals inside of this update, well, it's going to be a little bit different than every other update. Creating a brand new world with a super cryptic name right here, sliding down to experiments. Inside of 1.21.80, we'll find a brand new toggle. If you want to check this out inside of your world, you will need to enable at least this experimental toggle. In order to customize your visuals vibrant experience, pause the game, tab settings, go to video, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and then you'll find a graphics mode. This is new. So when you enable vibrant visuals in your world, when you jump in fact, I don't think it'll actually be turned on. Instead, it will be set on simple or fancy graphics. With the toggle on in your world, tap on vibrant visuals, scroll down a little bit more, and now we've got a couple of more options. I like to favor visuals, but if you're lagging out in vibrant visuals, maybe go performance, or even better, something custom. So opening up this vibrant visuals toggle right here, we'll see a small handful of other adjustable things. True vibrant visualers will maybe notice that there are some toggles missing. Now, toggle by toggle, I mean, these things are all pretty self-explanatory. Do you want the fog? Do you want the reflections? How about the shadows? One big pro tip that I could give you when checking out vibrant visuals is, if it doesn't quite look up to par, like maybe a little washed out, perhaps a little dark, seen quite a bit of people having issues with it, make sure your brightness toggle is sitting somewhere in this area. Maybe a little bit higher, a little bit lower, depending on preference. Jumping in game, survival world. Vibrant visuals is a brand new visual overhaul to Minecraft. So mechanically, things like mob spawning, they aren't going to be affected by vibrant visuals. Oh, but we gotta hurry up because running up on top of this hill, the most beautiful hour, or one of two of them, is happening right now. Golden sunrise hour. Sunrises and vibrant visuals are absolutely stunning. Pair them with the biome that is already a little bit stunning, and it's breathtaking. I'm speechless. Over the beautiful giant Swedish fjord of a giant Mega Valley here. My world is being tickled by sunlight so gently. And shadows, oh man, one of the biggest things of vibrant visuals, they're going to slowly pop up. Now, shadows, we'll come back to it a little bit later on, but yeah, like I mentioned a second ago, these shadows do not affect mob spawns at all. They are being cast upon your world by the beautiful rays of the sun, but are also entirely aesthetic. I always do wonder if maybe in the future they will change that, but for now, it is what it is. Now, the views up here, I could stand here all day long and watch the shadows grow and change. It's really cool. But next up, let's go ahead and head a little bit lower down into the valley here and check this thing out. Because I can't lie, I think vibrant visuals maybe looks a little bit better when you're not, say, at the tippy top of a mountain. Instead of being down here in a little bit of a lower area, specifically next to water, wow, you will see the reflections on the water and how that, like, kind of pixelates or whatever you want to call it. Ooh, wow. Yeah, there's going to be a whole lot of me just making noises and saying it's beautiful today. Just warning. Let's roll it back to the most beautiful hour one more time here, because you've got to see how the sun actually rises up on the water. The coloration and the reflections that are going to happen here, they're absolutely insane. Also, I don't think I've ever shown this off before, but take a look at those grass blocks. You see there are little rocks in the block and they shine. This is a surprising little secret that I legit don't think I've ever noticed. Oh, but turn around in the sun. How it glows on the water right there is some of the most beautiful shots that I have ever seen, hands down, inside of Minecraft. What the devs have cooked up already for the very first release of this stuff, it's absolutely breathtaking, gorgeous, and so good already. Huge thing to note when it comes to vibrant visuals, 1.21.80, and the future of Minecraft as a whole. Vibrant visuals is currently technically experimental and is also going to receive updates going forward alongside the other Minecraft updates. So it's like, seeing as this thing isn't a thing on Minecraft to Java, it's not really part of the summer drop update. That wouldn't be fair to say, but at the same time, in the summer drop update, vibrant visuals will get even more updates. So that's the surface. How about down inside of the deepest depths of our world? What are we looking at? So pretty surprisingly, in a feature I don't think I've seen very much inside of Vibrant Visuals so far, especially if you're near a light source in a cave, there's a little bit of fog popping up. It's giving Java Snapshot this week, right? But of course, down in a cave, how do things actually look? Well, we're looking at something that looks a little bit like this. Place the light source down and immediately a bunch of fog pops up. Take the light source out, and because of how Vibrant Visuals handles lightness and darkness, I mean, you could notice all of the fog basically demanifest right in front of your eyes. It's kind of cool. Now, a neat thing that you will notice while caving inside of Vibrant Visuals is your entire POV changing and shifting, getting a little bit more washed out as you approach and deproach different light sources, specifically in areas that tend to get a little bit darker. Yeah, moving around down inside of the caves, though, I don't know if it's just me or what, but I feel like even without this intense fog or whatever, Vibrant Visuals is way brighter inside of the caves. Also, you want to make crazy glowing water here? Well, all you got to do is step forward towards the light and bam, lightsaber water pops up. Also, not sure if I've ever noticed this one before, but the torch is literally glowing. Wonder if this is a hint for dynamic lighting eventually. Now today, only because we have so much to check out, we're not really going to spend too much time taking a look at structure by structure, but one structure legally, I would be, well, I mean, like an estranged family member, I'd be cut off if I didn't show you the ancient city. Moving around down here, the skulk, how this thing kind of animates and glows inside of the darkness, it's beautiful. Inside of the darkness, though, let's go ahead and move away from a light source, and yeah, I mean, man, it's like the Coldplay song or something. The stars are definitely shining for me. Overall, the ancient city is one of the sickest looking places in the entire game. Surprise, surprise, inside of this Vibrant Visuals update, they've added the Nether. Alright, so this version of the Nether right here is essentially Nether 1.0, or maybe even -1, because this is crazy different looking to how it will actually end up looking in the full release. Moving around inside of the Nether right now, as you can see, we have this intense blue hazy fog all over the place. We swing down over to the local territory, maybe get close to a light source, and well, yeah, the fog and really the lighting in general, it doesn't shift like it did inside of the caves a second ago. We can use this fog to actually locate things off in the distance way easier, so say like hostile mobs or things like it. But I'm not gonna lie, it's a little overbearing. Sliding into a structure here, because of this heavy, dense, thick nether fog right now, I mean, it's really, really hard to see. Sure, these close quarters get a little bit less bad, but imagining myself inside of this bastion trying to plot my next move here, I can't even really see the details of the other side of the bastion, which isn't even really that far away. One shot that looks particularly good in some of the newer updates is over inside of the bastion in the rooms with the lanterns, but yeah, right now, even lanterns inside of the bastions don't go off as hard as they will. And if you were curious, biome to biome inside of the Nether, well, we're not going to go biome by biome today because, to be honest, there isn't that much of a difference. Walking around a little bit on ground, I mean, it's still blue hazy fog, and it's hard to see. I mean, actually, I don't miss it. Lantern kind of glows in the offhand, though, so that's cool. Now, in my humble opinion, the other dimension that looks a little bit better than the Nether right now, well, that's got to be the end. So darkness, for sure, it's going to be a thing, but you give this just a second here and check out what should, oh, end storms. They've made it into the update. So in this first release of Vibrant Visuals, one of the coolest mechanics of all time, an end storm has actually made it into the drop. Aside from that, though, moving around out here in the end, to be honest, there's not too much else to see. Setting ourselves a little bit farther out into the outer end, and the aesthetic, I mean, it doesn't really change at all. We still have the end storms flashing from time to time, which, by the way, the focal point of these end storms, if you pay close attention to where the shadows are being cast, does actually shift around, but no sick fog, no cool, anything else special. It's just the end, and kind of how it looks right now, which is quite beautiful. Now I want to do a little challenge here. With Vibrant Visuals, it completely changes the aesthetic of your world. If inside of your world, you've not only found a cool landscape, but maybe built something cool, send a screenshot over to r/waddles. Maybe I'm cooking up future video. I don't know. Next up, shadows. Oh my gosh, not only looking at myself there, but looking at other things in the world, shadows are a pretty gigantic part of Vibrant Visuals. If you are looking to get your best look at shadows and how they're being cast in your world, well then it's best to set the time inside of your world to real early in the morning. We're talking something like time set 0, and then take a look at different things across your world and check out the shadows here. When the sun is lower in your world, the shadows will be cast a little bit longer. Meanwhile, when the sun gets higher up, check it out. At noon right here, the shadows, because the sun is right above it, they're being cast straight down below something. This all amounts to the shadow work that the devs are working on inside of Vibrant Visuals already being insanely advanced and related to the time of day. Another cool thing that you'll notice here with shadows inside of your world is the fact that they are locked in a line to the grid. This is a huge part of Vibrant Visuals that they talked about when this thing was debuted. You could also notice here the shadows are directly tied to the shape of whatever is casting the shadow here. So we've got a decorated pot with a cactus flower on top of it, and then we can see in the shadow that exact thing being cast. Meanwhile, right next to it, we've got a decorated pot on a torch flower, and voila, this shadow is a little bit different. Now this shadow work here is actually insanely advanced and one of the best parts of Vibrant Visuals. Something responsive and reactive like a fence gate, the shadow actually changes instantaneously as well. Leaves are a big part of Vibrant Visuals. As you will know here, the leaf block is different from leaf to leaf. These are all oak leaves, and we've got the pale oak, then we've got birch leaves. That means the shadows are also going to pop up a little bit different. Stand and watch the shadows as the day moves, and well, the shadows will not only actually move, but I just love how they actually kind of animate here on the leaves. I've noticed that, you know how on Bedrock the piston is a little bit different than it is on Java with this like cooler looking arm, I dare say. Well, that's reflected in the shadow as well. We get thick, thin, and then the head of the piston. Of course, this will also work with blocks, so maybe Stonehenge build incoming and other things like doors as well. Again, reactive, but also customized to the specific block and the details tied to it. Lighting. It's a pretty big deal in Vibrant Visuals. It changes. In order to get our best look at lighting and how it looks right now, we flip things over to midnight and, well, tragically, colored lighting is not here inside of Vibrant Visuals 1.0. So lighting does look really, really good, and interestingly, you can notice the sky shifting like hardcore. In all of my testing, I never noticed this shifting being so noticeable before, but yeah, the coloration of the sky changes and stuff, but the torch is not actually beaming red, blue, or torch color. And the same thing with the other bright blocks in the game, something like a candle. Yeah, unfortunately, if you're looking for some shocking lighting stuff, you're gonna have to wait a little bit. It seems like that's coming in at least to the next release. Might even be moved further on down the road. Also, the really cool point to lighting stuff where basically you have a light source, say a torch, casting shadows from a block, well, that's not here either. If you're looking for the really sick shadows coming from the player, blocks, whatever, well, it's all coming from the sun right now. Blocks. They kind of have a brand new aesthetic inside of Vibrant Visuals. Now the changelog, the release notes for Vibrant Visuals do note some current known issues. One of them has to do with metal. So it'd be crazy and it'd take a long time to take a look at every single block in the entire game. And just know that aesthetically, a lot of these things are going to look pretty different inside of Vibrant Visuals. Taking a look at some of the metal blocks that we have here, well, look, I'm going to be honest, I don't know. They don't really look that metally, right? Maybe the gold looks a little shiny, I'm not too sure. Some of our other blocks that look really, really nice, specifically obsidian with this smooth, like grayed out gradient, washed out. I think it looks really, really good and quite pops. Some of our basic blocks and how they look too, they look pretty nice. And again, Skulk looks even more beautiful in the darkness, but not bad here. Speaking of in the darkness though, wow, one of the best looking things in the entire Vibrant Visuals right now is this little block combo right there. Something about how the Eye of Ender actually glows inside of the end frame, it brings a tear to my eye. Blocks are pretty cool, but I figured a better way to show off maybe a little bit of the block action going on here is with a small build. So here we have my quaint little starter cabin, a small house that I built in the woods. So Vibrant Visuals with this house already, like the sun in the background, you can get some crisp screenshots of your world now. It's really nice. But moving into the water, the boat right here, with windows at the right angle, like towards the sun, you'll actually be able to see shadows created inside of your very own house as well. These shadows, of course, they're all going to be tied to the time of day, so maybe you have like a window. You could use these higher up windows to maybe like have shadows be cast inside of your house and maybe like without a clock be able to tell the time of day. Also without having to like go outside and actually see the sun, you know? Now, unfortunately, because of all this cool lighting madness that's happening inside of Vibrant Visuals only being tied to the sun, only windows on the east and west side of your house are really going to be affected here. Meanwhile, north-south windows, I mean, they look nice, but they also just kind of look like a window. I don't know, man. It's just something about like a small build, like early game Minecraft vibes that looks just so magical already, but especially so with Vibrant Visuals. Ooh, now water. So inside of Vibrant Visuals, moving around at the water here, not only do reflections look pretty different than how they have been looking for me inside of preview, and they move around with the clouds as well, which is pretty cool. Speaking of the clouds, right now how it stands in Vibrant Visuals, these things casting shadows on your world seems to have been entirely removed. I haven't noticed it happening anywhere. But water, ooh, so standing up close and looking at this stuff, it looks really, really good. Especially so if the water isn't shallow. It's a documented, known issue inside of Vibrant Visuals right now, but shallow water, I mean, it looks pretty good. Different to how it's going to end up looking, but good and nice looking. Mobs look pretty sick in the water too. But the deeper you go, the worse water looks. Because unfortunately, as soon as you cut below 8 blocks inside of the water in your world, well, the cool water effects, they completely cut out. As you can see here with the lighting, a little bit of weirdness too. If I move above 8 or so blocks deep, the reflections pop back up not only on myself, but the screen gets entirely lighter as well. But perhaps in a little bit more of a man-made situation, maybe flowing water waterfall, because of these reflections, it really adds a whole lot of movement to the water. I wish they would do something with the side of a block that water is flowing down. How it stands right now, water definitely looks best in a shallow situation. Maybe you build a fancy short-form content to create your mansion or something, and you have like an infinity pool off of the ledge in California vibe. Well, yeah, your pool is going to look pretty good, especially with the sand tones. So far today, Vibrant Visuals, we've checked out a whole bunch of stuff. How about resource packs? Bad news. So, inside of a world, if I go to Global Resources, My Packs, and then try and add one to the world, it doesn't work. Back on the main menu, if I activate a pack, and then jump back into my Vibrant Visuals world, well, unfortunately, Vibrant Visuals has been turned off. Now, I have seen some people actually being able to do Vibrant Visuals alongside a resource pack. I just can't figure it out. I don't know how they're doing it. And I've tried everything too, including adding the resource pack into the world when I'm creating it. Pretty sure this functionality is planned to be supported a little bit later on, but for now, you might have to find some glitchy way to make it happen. And supercharging this thing. A little bit of bad news too. So in order to get that really cool, vibrant, colorful lighting that we've been checking out in some of the other episodes of Vibrant Visuals, usually there would be an experimental toggle called Render Dragon Features for Creators. And unfortunately, checking out all of this stuff, it's not here. If I were to maybe just say flick on every single toggle and to then jump back into my world here, well, I'll notice that Vibrant Visuals is definitely ongoing, but unfortunately, nothing else has changed when it comes to Vibrant Visuals. So yeah, just like with texture packs, unfortunately, colorful torches, that's not here quite yet either. And so, friends, that's where we're going to end it today. Vibrant Visuals V1. Our very first look at, our first taste of Minecraft's most beautiful lighting update of all time. Perhaps a little bit poetically put here, while we talk in our outro, I remind you to tap like and subscribe. It's definitely time for a little bit of firefly. As I place these bushes down and it becomes nighttime, of course, these things begin to dot the sky more and more and more, but, hey, look, it's experimental. I'm trying to keep the good vibes going today. The fireflies are kind of invisible right now. Womp womp. Vibrant Visuals first release, what I'm calling the Overworld update, because it's all about it. That's all I've got. Check out the full new update video next, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.